Alright, y'all, let's go ahead and hop into this gun bunch wide formation. Now, let me just start off by saying this is one of the hardest formations to defend. A lot of people just end up trying to blitz it. They get out of their cross man because it just cover type defenses just aren't gonna fucking work. Excuse my language, but anyway, um, let's go ahead and start off with the runs. The run game from this isn't. I mean, it leaves much to be desired, but it is what it is. Let's just set up something that you might see, and we're just gonna run draw this time. And now you can run it one or two ways. You can either just snap the ball, or you can use like one of the motions that we've been using. Um, you can motion coats across. You can motion green across. Any of that type of stuff. But just hit the draw and just look to get upfield. Um, Even if you just want to come out and quick snap them, they don't even get it set up. The draw is really good against pretty much everything but the blitz. Now, outside zone, um, same thing. Pretty good against most things. A lot of times this is more of what I'm seeing. You can just motion green in a step, boom, snap the ball, look to get upfield. Um, Motioning him in a little more than you would on some of the pass plays does a real good job as well. Right there, I ran draw on accident, sorry. But that works as well with draw as you've seen right there. Um, Boom, right there. He gets upfield. Now, had I cut that back a little, I'd have been able to take off, obviously. Um, Now, I'm not sure why I wasn't baselining. But as you see, Green kind of got downfield. I mean, they did a good job that time. But outside zone is a decent play to run. It's not an every down play. I consider draw to be the better run of the two. Um, and I'm just going through the quick stuff first because it's probably going to be a long video. As a good bit of videos in here are. We're going to go ahead and look at cross screen. Now, there's something that they intentionally took out of the game a couple years ago. I'm sure, well, yeah, a couple years ago, 2 years ago, which was putting tight end, which was audibling or hot routing on screens. And they did that because you would get tight ends on drags and things like that. Now, there are a couple plays in this game where you can still get the tight end on a drag as a backup. So, say they got their cross man set up and their user recognizes the screen. So, the user is going to recognize the screen and he's going to take away the screen. I now have the drag to fall back on that I can hit if the user goes and takes the screen. Now, if the user doesn't take the screen, obviously I still have my screenplay. Boom. And I had that drag going across to give me an extra blocker out there, out in front of me. Another thing I'll do is just motion the outside bunch receiver out and snap it before he sets. Get that upfield, try to get behind my blockers. Right there, I just didn't get, I just didn't have enough time to get rid of the ball that time, that's all. But, boom. And that's the one thing you have to worry about on this screen is running into your blockers. You could even motion coats out and let them set. Boom. Terrible throw, but we still made something out of it. I usually prefer doing the tight end on the drag. Boom, as soon as he sits down. Now I got the tight end over there as well. I'm able to follow his block and the other block. So that gets me an extra blocker. And then, like I said, it also gives me the tight end if the user sees the screen and takes it away manually. but right there I just kind of missed it. Another thing you can do on this is look to the A route when they take it away, because it's usually going to be that middle linebacker, especially if they're doing something like this where they're rushing two. That A route can get wide open, but that's not something you want to do often. I'm just saying, like, versus some looks. All right, so now let's start getting into the meat of it. We're gonna start with Z spot. However, this is not like by any means my favorite play in the formation, but I just wanted to go ahead and get into it and get started. So basically with Z spot, I got 3 different ways that I run this. The first way is slanting the outside bunch receiver, putting the tight end on a whip route, and putting the running back on an out route. Now, from here, all you're going to want to do is motion coats out towards the sideline and snap it. Now, as you see right there, I mean, I had coats. It was just a bad pass. But we're going to be able to hit this post. I let him a bit much there versus most cover 2s. You could also smart route Brian if you want. Now I'm also going to have the running back in the flat that I can hit. If I guess wrong and they're in man, like usually when they run man, they'll baseline. Anyway, a lot of people that corner route's going to destroy man coverage. It's just a great corner in general. Let's go ahead and look at the instant replay and just look at everything that I had. Let's look at the right side first. Whip route, open, slant, open. This guy is pretty covered. Right as he broke, I could have thrown a bullet pass lead down and caught that. And they did a good job on the halfback that time. So let's do it again. This time we won't base a line. We'll just call man. Well, I thought I called man. Apparently it didn't switch. So we'll just call man. As you see right there, he's wide open. Corner's wide open. Right there on the break, bullet pass lead down into the inside, possession catch. So that's the first setup. And that's going to work versus pretty much every zone as well. Now, our second setup is going to be to slant the middle receiver in the bunch. We're going to put that halfback on an out, or we can block him. If you block him, what I recommend doing is putting or you can put him on a swing route to the right, because that throws a lot of people off. But what we're going to look for here is either that slant or that route sitting down is going to get open more times than not. Then we also have the isolated out route, which a lot of times is going to do a good job, depending on the type of cover too. You don't even have to do that. That's an optional step. As you see right there, I'm still able to hit the post. That's just like a mix in play. That's not something you want to focus on. Boom, right there. It was cover 3 that time, and as you see, I'm able to hit that. Man coverage is going to be kind of difficult. If you even think it's man coverage, I wouldn't even do this. But if you were, you're pretty much relying on either the slant or that post, the S route to get open, or the running back. Now, our last setup for this, we're going to slant the outside bunch receiver. We're going to drag the tight end. And this is better on the right hash. And this is better against people who are running stuff like sync with soft squats. So we're going to drag the tight end. We're going to slant the outside bunch receiver. We're going to place that solo wide receiver on an out route and smart route him. And now with the halfback, we're either going to put him on an in route or we're going to block him. That's up to you. Now we can motion this slant a few steps in or out, up to you. Boom, I'll motion him out right here. And as you see right there, I got the out route wide open because he got matched and there was, no one on that side to him. Side he's on, which is why he got matched. We could also motion green in a step and snap the ball. Boom. We got the drag with the trailing slant. We can motion coats out this time instead of in. Boom. And I'm just going to let you look at this whole play. And you're going to notice that I know for a fact we're going to have the halfback open. Okay, so halfback wide open. Drag. I could have hit right there for some yards. The out route, that time, he did a good job covering the out that time. But, yeah. And I also wasn't in soft squats either. We could also smart route Brian if we want. We could leave Brown on that S route. And then wheel Bell. One thing I'll do is motion Brian across every once in a while. So now I got kind of like a double post going on. You don't want them smart routed when you do this though. But we should be able to get him open a lot of times. You can smart route him though. Don't get me wrong. With the wheel route, and then a lot of times I messed that up, but you can use that setup as well. But if I do that, what I do is I put green on a slant and I drag coats, and then you can block Bell. And now we know what this is designed to do. It's designed to beat zones deep. Right there, I just happened to mess up. But the play I was trying to set up, we're going to smart route Bryant, bring him across. And now we're going to go ahead and streak green. And drag coats. You can put the running back on an in if you want to do anything with him. But basically, that should give us a shot play. To Bryant. If you want, you can have Coates on the streak. It doesn't really matter. You can put Green on like an out route if you want. I had the out route. Obviously, I would have taken that out route. I'm trying to not get like completely destroyed by this pass rush right now, but sometimes, I mean, practice mode, it is what it is. Do a whip route, block the running back, boom. Let's go ahead and look at this on, well, let's set it up like you might see in a game, so. Boom, you might start seeing something like this. We're going to go ahead and cross-man them. And if you have a running quarterback, which I do, I use Russell Wilson and Mutt. Okay, so we got cross-man going on. With a two-man rush. The cross-man did nothing to guard. I meant Bryant, who was manned up. So it really just depends. If we leave that corner there versus cover 2, we're going to be able to hit that. If you get hard flats, you can just smart route Bryant if you're getting a lot of hard flats and just throw that bullet pass up towards the sideline and you're good with a possession catch. Now let's get into some better plays. PA post is my favorite play from the formation. I mean, even in regular bunch, it's always one of the best plays in the game from bunch, period. Go ahead and look at it versus Tampa 2 first. I'm going to go ahead, and one thing you need to recognize, on this play, the tight end is Y instead of RB. So keep an eye on that. So we're going to drag the tight end. We're either going to block the running back or leave the play action. I'll leave the play action a lot. I'll leave the play action if I run a couple draws or something like that. And then all we're going to do from here is motion coach a few steps towards the sideline, snap it, boom. As you see right there, wide open in the middle, a lot better. It gets open a lot easier than, you know, the regular bunch PA post because it's harder to see coming. It's so far out wide. This play just kills everything. If I wanted to, I could even in route the running back just to add an extra, you know, person onto it. Boom. I mean, this is kind of, it's like too easy almost. Then you got the guy coming across the middle if they go try it. So say they cross man you. They try to take away Bryant and they decide, you know, hey, I'll man this guy up on green. So all three guys are manned up and they got their user. Same play. That's fine. B's wide open. I mean, you know, depending on where the user goes, somebody's going to be open. Now, let's go ahead and look at another setup for this. I drag the tight end. We're going to put the halfback on an out route. And we're going to motion the tight end completely across the formation. And then once he completely sets, we can snap the ball. And we're going to have, you know, two crossers and the deep crosser. as well. Now, if you notice they're doing a lot of like, cloud flats and stuff like that, you can just like try to clear out that side with a streak from brown. Boom. Or if they're running a lot of soft squats, you can. If they're running a lot of soft squats, you can run a comeback or an out because it's going to match it. We're still going to kill cover 2 with that. Then we should have a small window to throw that in if you got somebody with really good catching traffic. If they're playing hard flats at all on you, then this C route over here on the left is going to get open every single time. I mean, just every time. Even without the cloud flats, you can, pass lead them upfield if you got a good quarterback, but I don't really care for that. This C route isn't as good as the other ones, but say they're in soft squats, like cover 2 sink, that smart routed out route would be the way to go with the motion out. Boom. He tries to like almost man him up, and there's no way he's getting to him. Now, one other setup I will use is streaking green, and then I'll put the running back on either an in route or an out route. That's up to you. Now, you can motion coats in or you can motion them out, up to you. When you motion this route in, if you notice, it takes a much quicker path. It's very, very fast, so you have to make that read quick if you are going to throw that ball. Sometimes I'll do a delay route as well, but boom. See how quick that is? Boom. Right underneath, real easy. You can also motion them out. But as you can see, that's going to open up that middle even more. If you were to do a streak from brown and a streak from green, and then just like, have the running back sit down or something like that, you should get plenty of room for that. Even a comeback. Oh, I dragged him that time, but it's fine. Still hit that. Boom. So PA post is just, in general, just still a great play. There's some times where I'll actually motion brown inside, and I'll put him on just a straight up streak, and then just do the drag setup. Boom. Bullet pass lead to the inside. The one thing I forgot to do there is when I use that setup, I block the running back or I put him on delay route. And this is just a straight up streak. As soon as he clears, boom, throw it right in that pocket. So now let's look at verticals. Now, the first setup for this is going to be, like you're similar to everything else, is just streaking the tight end. I'm going to put this solo wide receiver on the far side of the field on a smart routed out route. The running back we can either put on an in route or block him, or put him on a block and release. Doesn't really matter. A lot of times I put him on an in. That's kind of what I prefer. Now we're just going to motion the bunch receiver towards the sideline and snap it after he takes like 2 steps, just like so. Boom. Got that right up there. Pretty easy. Um, now, as you can see, I can fit that in with a bullet pass to the sideline. Had they not been in soft squats, like say right now, they're in cloud flats. Then I'm really going to be able to hit that all day long. Also, obviously, with soft squats, I'm going to have this out route. I could also do a comeback. I can do a curl if I wanted to with the halfback. But as you can see, the comeback's wide open, easy catch. Now the next setup for this would be to drag the tight end, slant the outside bunch receiver, and then the halfback, I usually put him on either an in route or I block him. Let's go ahead and block him this time. Slide protect, all that good stuff. Now we're either gonna motion coach 2 steps to the outside or motion him to the left and snap him right when he gets behind Bryant. Up to you. Boom. And it just, whatever coverage they're in, it doesn't really matter. You're gonna be able to beat it with this. You could even leave him on his delayed route just like that if you wanted the running back. You see right there, we got all different levels. We're attacking every level of the field. It's just impossible to defend this play. One thing I do sometimes is I'll go ahead and slant both of these guys on the outside, and I'll motion green across. Get something like this. I mean, that was just late, but as you can see, I mean, it was open. You can motion coats across too if you wanted. Boom. Easy completion. You could do dual drags. So, you could even do like a streak and then slant coats and bring coats across. Or drag coats and slant brown like this as well. Boom. Really, really simple formation to run overall. Now, let's go ahead and look at divide. Now, we all know like the quick outs haven't been that good this year, but for whatever reason, there's a couple formations that have the good versions of them. This is one of them. As you can see, I got a speed out right there, and that's an actual speed out. Now, our first setup for this is going to be to basically, with the running back and the receiver on the left, you can do whatever you want with them. So if you want to block the halfback, that's cool. If you want to put them on an out route, that's cool. If you want to, come back to outside left receiver, that's cool. Whatever you want to do with that, that's fine. Or you can put the halfback on an in route. If you're going to do a comeback, put them on an in route. So then we're going to either drag or streak the tight end. That's completely up to you. And then we're just going to motion the outside bunch receiver a couple steps towards the sideline. So, boom. And you just got to get the timing down. I actually threw that the wrong time. You want a better route runner than Coates, obviously, for this. You could actually even let him set if you wanted. But his out route's going to be pretty good. I'm not facing I'm facing cloud flats right now, but you could even motion him inside to get a free release. And as you can see, I'm able to complete that ball. But one of the things that's really nice about this is if I leave green on his play and I do the motion, green's going to get in that seam a lot of times. Right there he didn't, but there's a lot of times that he will. Now, another thing I'll do with this is the drag slant like this, fade brown, and then, put Bell on a wheel or something like that. Motion coats out, snap the ball, and just make my reads. And as you can see right there, I just got wide open over the middle. The divide play, the actual quick route, the quick out is actually better versus like man. Coach is just oh my god. I'm actually surprised that hadn't happened more because we're in practice mode. So, you get all kinds of crap going on here. So, boom. The better route runner, the better that's going to be. So, let's go ahead and flip the play real quick just so I can run it with Antonio Brown. See how Brown's cut was in comparison to Sammy Coates. So yeah, most of your MUT receivers are going to be better than Sammy Coates. Let's look at Y Trail real quick. Matter of fact, I'm just going to run this against random big dime. So you get into it with anything. We're going to put the solo receiver on a smart routed out route. We're either going to put the halfback on an in route or we're going to block him. That's completely up to you. And then from here, all we're going to do is motion this receiver towards the sidelines and snap it. And just look to see who gets open. Now, you see him right there. They had the spy. So, he did a good job. Got the halfback that time. You can also do a comeback on the left. Right here, if I seen something like that happen, I'd probably block Bell and just motion him to the right. Just to make sure I don't get hit. And then just run the play. And that's all you got to do to pick up pressure from the right guys. If you see it, just block the running back and motion them over. I think pressure's coming here. I'm going to do my same setup, smart route, out route. I'm just blocking the running back, motioning this guy to step out. Boom. Had him outside all day long. Do a comeback this time. This time I'm going to do Coates on a slant, and I'm going to motion him in. Boom. One thing I will do from time to time is put him on a whip route. And then, block the running back and do my same thing over there. Motion Coates a step. Boom. Right there, I just had to get rid of it because I didn't read that coverage right. That's kind of obvious what they're doing right now. So, block the running back. Who's open? When they run cover zero, there's no reason to get beat by cover zero, by the way. Straight up blitzing cover zero, I'm saying. We can also motion Coates inside and snap it, which will get you a different release on the drag. Right there, I'm able to get off pretty easily. There are times where, I'll leave Brown on his route, or actually, I'll leave the slot on his route, and I'll slant brown and, you know, streak coats, or I'll leave coats on his drag and wheel the running back. And that just allowed me to get my tight end wide open over the middle. So I'm going to slant brown, motion Brian across, leave everything else the same. And that was a man blitz that I didn't see coming. That was like that's annoying. I really wish they'd stop doing the stupid safety blitzes. Like, I wish there was a way to turn certain plays off. Okay, right here, I think they're blitzing me. Well, I'm pretty sure they're blitzing me. You see what I did right there? Pretty slick. If you motion green all the way across, he comes off that route. But if you just motion him in a step and snap it, he goes to the outside first. And you see how that just roasts man? It's just so hard to defend. Now, there are a lot of people now who are running 3-3-5 wide, cover zero, Mike cover zero, Mike blitz zero, whatever. Let's look at clear out flanker in. Okay, you see that chair route on the left? This is one that you don't want a smart route, but double moves in general are really good. But basically, what they do is they'll have two flats, and then they'll user this guy right here. So basically what I'm going to do with this play is block the halfback. And by the way, all you have to do to block the halfback in this is max protect, because you have nobody else on the line because it's a spread set. Okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to streak this tight end. I'm going to drag or slant the outside right wide receiver. And then I'm going to motion the tight end all the way across the formation. I'm not sure why he changed from his streak, but we're going to leave him on his streak. Oh, yeah, because I called max protect, and he's going on to the line of scrimmage. But watch what this double move route does. Bye. All day long. Let's just do all hooks. I'm not even going to mess with anything else. All I'm going to do is just drag coats. I'm going to leave everything else the same. Peace. You want to do that to me, you can do that all day. Then another thing that I will do is bring Brian across. You can max protect with this, by the way, and won't have any issues. And then, you know, I'll drag green. And then I have an in and a drag. Or I'll slant green. That's up to you. I usually drag them, though, because a slant has a better chance of messing up what I'm trying to do. Chair out, peace. One play touchdown again. You know, and it's just mixing it up, trying to mess with them. We could do an in route. Then every once in a while they'll actually send this blitz. So what you can do is just motion green right here and snap it so he's blocking. And have the running back blocking, and boom. Any type of man blitz, that's what you want to do. So all right, y'all. I know this is a long video. It's probably like what? Dang, we're at 40 minutes almost. So yeah. Sorry it's so long, but trust me, this formation's worth it.